In this video, we're going to set up active-passive high availability on our PAN appliance. Before we do that, let me step back and explain some of the concepts with high availability and the PAN firewall. High availability, or HA in short, provides redundancy between two or more devices, such as a firewall or a load balancer, among other products. In the context for our environment, we want to provide redundancy with our firewall appliance that's connected to the internet edge. Now, the concept behind this is very simple. One device is active and the other is in standby mode. If the active device should fail, then the other device will take over. There are two HA modes that you can deploy. There is active-passive and there is active-active. In active-passive, which is the most common mode that is deployed, this means that only one firewall is active and the other firewall is passive or in standby mode. This means that all traffic is forwarded through the active firewall and the other firewall is simply just waiting to take over if the active firewall should fail, never being used. Where active-active is where all firewalls are active and forwarding traffic, including processing security policies at the same time. So traffic is being load balanced among the firewalls. But using this mode, there are a lot of limitations to keep in mind, such as using VPN tunnels. A VPN can only be terminated to a single firewall appliance. Firewalls that are configured for HA in either mode are configured in a HA group, which is identified as an identifier. You will see this in our configuration. To deploy HA between two PAN appliances, there are some requirements and considerations to keep in mind. One, both PAN appliances must use the same hardware model. This means, for example, if you are using the PAN 3050 series, then the other firewall must also be a PAN 3050 series as well. Two, it's important that the same PAN OS version is running on all firewalls in the pair. Three, it is also important that both PAN appliances have active security licenses for the services that will be used, such as antivirus, application control or threat control, and URL filtering. If not, there will be a mismatch and that security service may not work if a failure occurs. And another consideration is that you will need to establish two HA connections between the firewalls in a group. Let's discuss that further. There are two types of HA connections that exist between the PAN appliances. There is the control link and there is the data link connection. The control link can be one or two connections that are established between the firewalls. And this link is responsible for sending keep alive messages between the firewalls to ensure that everything is running correctly. It is also responsible for synchronizing configuration changes between the firewalls as well. Where the data link, this is used for synchronizing active connections or sessions between the firewalls. It will synchronize the ARP table to even the established TCP connections. So this will provide a graceful failover to users and to servers if a failure happens. So for example, if there is an active HTTP connection that is made by a user, that will create an active TCP session that will be stored on the active firewall. And those session details will be synchronized to the standby firewall. Now, if the active firewall should fail, then the other firewall will become active and it will maintain the same connection state that was established. This means that the user wouldn't notice any interruptions or blips. However, in reality, when a failover happens, it is rarely that graceful. It depends on many factors, and noticing a blip, which is basically a short interruption, will likely happen. Also keep in mind that the control link is usually identified as the HA1 link that it will exist between the firewalls, and the data link will be considered or referenced as the HA2 link that will also be between the firewalls. So you would notice that when we configure that within our own environment. These HA connections between the PAN appliances can use either a dedicated Ethernet interface on the firewall or it can use a dedicated HA port that is available, but it depends on the PAN model that you are using. So for example, if you're using the PAN 200 series, you must designate which ports will be used for HA. If you're using like the PAN 3050 series, which is kind of reflected here in these pictures here, that does have dedicated HA ports that can be used. So we're not wasting other interfaces that could be used. So once again, the HA port could be any Ethernet port that we can specify, or we can use one of the dedicated ports if available based on the model on that appliance. And as we talked about before, HA1 is typically used for the control link and HA2 is used for the data link connection. Furthermore, based on the PAN model that is used, you may be limited to a specific HA mode and links that can be used. So there is full HA, high availability, and there's something called HA Lite. So in HA Lite, it only supports active-passive failover. So we do not have the option for doing active-active. In terms of the HA interfaces, it only supports the control link interface. So it does not support data link and synchronizing the session states. So the models that support only HA Lite is the PAN 200 series, which is aimed for smaller businesses, and the virtual machine version of the PAN appliance. Now, full HA includes everything that we talked about. So you can enable either mode, active-passive or active-active. You can use control and data links. And again, this is typically done and can be used on the higher end PAN appliances that you may have. And finally, this is the network diagram that this video will be based upon for configuring high availability. So here we'll be adding a second firewall appliance to provide redundancy. Now, since we are using the PAN 200 series, we are limited to using active-passive and using a single interface, an HA interface for the control link. So this diagram reflects how our firewalls will be connected, the interfaces that will be used, which includes the HA control link and the IP subnet that will be assigned to that interface. For example, so on our primary firewall right here, we have our WAN-facing interface, which connects up towards the internet, and our LAN-facing interface, which connects down to our core switch. So here we have configured VLAN 903 with the IP that we configured earlier or in a previous topic, dedicated on this interface for Fast Ethernet 1012. So we basically moved that configuration and put it onto a VLAN interface, and then we assign this interface to 903. Well, this is important because we also assign that to another port, port 14, which will connect up to the secondary firewall. Now you will see that the secondary firewall is using the same IP addresses here. Well, how does that work? Well, once we get things configured, you will see how things work. But in an active-passive deployment, this is basically just waiting. There's no communication or network traffic-wise happening here. Any communication that's happening on this firewall is happening through the control link interface, which would be the port 3. So we'll make port 3 the HA port, and this will be the subnet. And of course, this will be the IP we'll be configuring on this interface, and this will be the IP, or the node we'll be configuring on this interface. So again, all this information is here. And the control link will take care of all the keep alive messages to make sure that everything is alive and working correctly. And of course, trigger the failover events when a failure occurs, which we will do in this video.